Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we are going to see some hands-on coding for unrestricted access to sensitive business flows vulnerability in our API. And we are going to focus on the referral link business flow in our application. So here I'm going to create a new user called user6 with name and username as user6 with a password, and I'm going to sign up. So my user is successfully registered. Now if I go back and log in with my new user credentials, after logging in, if I go to user 6 profile page, a referral link has been created for my user, right? So this is like a business flow, right? Now we will see how this is unrestricted in our application and how is it a vulnerability and how we can fix it. Now once I get this user link, once I get this referral link for my user, I can share it with any number of users, and then they can log in with this sign up URL, and once they log in, my credit will go up. So I'm logged in as user 6. If I refresh here, so that's my user, right? Right now my credit is 0. So imagine that this is an application where user can share their referral link and other users can log in with the referral, pretty standard. And then once they log in, my credit keeps going up for each new referral. And then at some point, once I have enough credits, I can reimburse it or encash it depending on the policy of my business, right? But let's see how this can be exploited. Now imagine that this URL is shareable with my right? Somebody logging in with this URL. Now imagine that this URL is shareable, right? This is here just for example, this is not the whole domain URL. Now this is just for example here, we just have the URI part of the URL, but in real life application it will be a whole domain, right? Now imagine that attacker copies this URL here, logs out, and then use it to abuse my referral flow, my referral business flow. So what you can do is like you can just simply go to this URL, and instead of sharing it, can automate this process or manually keep signing up new users, right? So let's say I click this, a new sign up form pops up, and then I keep creating fake users, right? Let's name it fake user 1, fake user 1. Let's quickly copy it here, give some random password, right? Now this is a manual process, but in real life attacker would automate it. So for example, once I sign up, I can go here, just copy the curl version of my post call to create new user, go back to my code terminal. I can just go back here on my terminal, copy it, and then I can pretty much keep updating the user name here and email, right? And keep everything else same with my referral code, right? So if I press enter, see, a new user has been created with fake user 2 as username. Now I can keep going on and keep on adding new users here. Let's say I add another one with username as fake user 3. and another user has been created. Now if I go back to my MongoDB and refresh my user details here, see a new users have been created. So my original user was user 6 and I have 3 credits. So this is a bad example of designing your user flow because this is unrestricted, right? Any attacker can simply abuse this flow, keep on creating credits and then keep on encaching it from your website. And before you realize it, it will be a big business loss, either in terms of money or in terms of user experience. So while designing your applications, you have to think about it. For example, in this case, you can implement some kind of captcha validation where user has to verify the captchas, or you can add a step where every time a new user logs in, they need to provide a new phone number or some kind of authentication where a human is involved, right? So example, in case you want to restrict users to spam your comment section, you can restrict users to send a limited number of messages per minute or per hour. So you can also implement tools like Cloudflare, which provides a layer of extra security to your application. So before users can access your application, they can verify that the IP address the request is coming from is not spamming the system, or they can add additional layer of checks like human captcha checks, etc., to keep the attackers out. Firewall tools also help in blocking malicious IP addresses sources. It could be exit nodes from Tor network, famous among hackers, or it could be just different proxy IP tools out there where attackers can generate requests from different source IP addresses by switching to different zones, different countries really quickly. So in this case of vulnerability, you have to think from business layer and engineering layer perspective and then design your business flows. That's all for this lecture, and I will see you in the next one with a new vulnerability. Thank you.